Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha. Namaste everyone. In today's session, we are going to review the Nama Ratna Graiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Phalan Anvita. So far, we have been reviewing the Namas in Kamaraja Kootam, Kantatakati Paryanta Madhya Koota Swarupini. Kantam till the hip, the various namas that describe the form of Sri Lalitambika from Kantam, from the region of neck all the way to hip. That is called Kamaraja Kootam. Interestingly, so far we have reviewed two namas. This is the third nama in the Kamaraja Kootam. All the namas so far have all been related to describing the ornaments. For example, the nama that started Kamaraja Kootam was Kamesha Baddha Mangalya Sutra Shobita Kantara. So in the divine neck, Sri Lalitambika is adorned with the auspicious Mangalya Sutram. That's the first nama that we reviewed in the Kantam, in the divine neck, in the region of neck. Ambal has the divine auspicious Mangalya Sutram that is tied by Lord Kameshwara. Then in the last session, we reviewed the nama related to the bhujam. Ambal has 4 bhujas, and in the bhujas, in the shoulder, she had a very special ornament. And then when we come a little down in the shoulder above the elbow, there was one more ornament here. That nama was Kanakangata Keyura Kamaniya Bhujanvita. It is also ornament. There was a Kanaka Angam and then Keyuram. Those were the 2 ornaments. So far in the Kamaraja Kootam or the Madhya Kootam, the namas that Vasinyadi Devatas have described is all ornaments. Mangalya Sutram as an ornament. And then Kanakam, the Angadam and Keyuram as ornaments. So, interestingly, in this nama also, the ornaments that are adorned as necklaces is described by Vasinyadi Vak Devatas. So, let's worship that nama here. Let's first look at the component of this nama. Ratna Graiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Phalanvita. Ratna Graiveya Chintakam Lola Mukta Phala Anvita. Ratna means it's a gemstone. Graiveyam. Griva means it's the region of the neck. So in the region of the neck, Graiveyam is an ornament that is worn so close to the neck. It does not like, it's not a big haram that is just like hanging. It's like a very special necklace that's worn close to the neck, like how we can see here in Goddess Meenakshi's neck. That's called Graiveyam. And that Graiveyam is not just any Graiveyam, it's Ratna Graiveyam. It has Ratna gems studded all over it. Ambal is wearing a very close necklace in her near her kantam. It is also called as Addigai. Addigai is something that it's a very ornament that's worn closely to the neck. Then that's Ratna Graiveyam. Chintakam means a pendant, Patakam. Not just an ordinary Patakam, a Swarna Patakam, a pendant that is made in gold. So that is Chintakam. So the way it is described is, first there is a Ratna Graiveyam. That's an ornament that's very close to the neck. From that, attached to that necklace is this pendant or this Chintakam or this Patakam. It is made out of gold. So we can see here, Goddess Meenakshi has this Graiveyam and then she has this Chintakam or a pendant. And then that pendant, how is that pendant? That Chintakam Lola, it oscillates, it swings. So if you move this side, it moves this side and it moves here and there. The Graiveyam is static, whereas the pendant is moving. So Lolam. Muktam means pearl. So the ornament, the pendant has several pearls embedded in that. And Phala Anvita means one who bestows Phalan or fruits of prayers. That's what the components mean. What this means in total is that Ambal is wearing very special ornaments around her neck, indicating the Phalan based on the prayers. So they are not just ornaments, they are indicative of something very special that tells the Phalan or the fruits of the prayers. So we'll get to know what this ornament is and what it conveys. Now, let's first look at the Abharana Varnanai. That means the description of this divine necklaces that is stated in this Nama. So Ambal is looking at, is wearing a very special necklaces. So you can see she is very adorned with so many very beautiful necklaces. The first that is described in this Nama is Ratna Graiveya, Ratna Graiveyam. Grivam, as we saw, is the region of the neck or the Kanta Pradesam. In this Grivam, very close to the neck, Ambal is wearing a Griva Abharanam. It's also called as Addigai, which is studded with Ratna stones, very precious stones. That's the first part of the necklace. Second is the Chintakam, as we saw that there is a pendant, very beautiful pendant attached to this Grieveyam. The pendant is moving. That's Lolam. So it's called Chintaka Lola. Chintaka means the pendant. Chintaka Lola means the pendant is moving. The third one is Muktam. Muktam means pearls. The Ambal is wearing several pearl malas. That is one interpretation. Some commentaries say that the pendant is studded with pearls. We can take both the meanings. And some commentary says the pendant is studded with 16 pearls around it. So that is also an interpretation that is given in some Bhashyam. So three aspects of the necklaces: the Graiveyam, which is very close to the neck, attached to the Graiveyam is the Chintakam or the pendant, and that pendant has very beautiful pearls in it. So that is from an Abharana perspective, Abharana Varnanai perspective. Now let's look at the Tattvartham. Why are they Vasinyadi Vak Devatas giving so much importance to these ornaments? Let's try to understand that. Vasinyadi Vak Devatas embed some very special message with these ornaments. Using the ornaments in this Nama, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas describe the state of the sadhaka who's doing the upasana. They classify as an tattvartham, that means an intended meaning, that there are actually three different types of sadhakas. That's what the Nama is trying to convey. Not just they are ornaments like we saw earlier, but each one has an intended purpose. And what is that? So Vasinyadi Vak Devatas says that there are three different types of sadhakas. The first is type of sadhakas are called as Graiveya Chintakas. See, if you see Ratna, Graiveya Chintaka. So Graiveya Chintakas is a type of a sadhaka. We will try to understand what this is in just a second. The second type of sadhaka is a Lola. Okay, they are a group of sadhakas. They are a classification of sadhakas. And then the third aspect of the sadhakas are muktas. So, Graiveya Chintakas, as you can see, if you see the Nama, it will be very easy to see. Graiveya Chintaka, Lola, Muktas. So, three different classifications. Of these, the muktas are considered to be the Uttama Purushas. The Madhyas, the Graiveya Chintakas are in the middle, kind of. And the Lolas have a lot of work to do in terms of their upasana. That's the summary of it. But let's look at it in detail. Now, let's first look at the first type of sadhaka, who is a Graiveya Chintaka. As we know, Griva means neck. This sadhaka thinks about Devi only till their neck. That means it doesn't come to the heart yet. They are only chanting the namas with their mouth. Japam is external. They are not able to understand the inner meanings of the namas to know the tattvams. So since they have Devi only till their neck, that's the Grivam part, they are called as Graiveyas. That's why the nama says Graiveya Chintakas. Why? Their chintana is always somewhere else. So they are called as Graiveya Chintakars. They are also bhaktas, but their understanding is only in the external way, and they are not able to internalize Devi in their heart. It's called Dharakasam, to bring the Devi inside our heart. That is that the nama is called as Dahara Kasam. There is a nama that's coming later as well. So the Graiveya Chintakas, obviously they can only meditate externally. They are not able to internalize. So that is hence the not just the ornament, they are talking about the type of sadaka here. They are called as Graiveya Chintakas. So in order to indicate the Graiveya Chintakas, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas describe the first part of the ornament, which is very close to the neck, the Grivam, as Ratna Graiveyam. Ratna Graiveya Chintaka. So that's the first part of the Sadakas, Graiveya Chintakas. Then the second part of them are called Lolas. Lola means Sanchalam. The so if you see the Graiveyam, the ornament close to the neck, that's very firm to the neck. It doesn't move. Whereas the pendant moves. So what happens if you wear an ornament which has a necklace and a pendant? Which one moves? Just the pendant will. If you bend down, the pendant will just come a little forward. If you come back to your original position, pendant will move. If you go to the right, pendant will move. If you go to the left, pendant will move. So they are lolas, right? So that the pendant is lola, which indicates a sanchala manas, right? So the Sanchala Manas means mind is not able to think about Devi. There is always some distraction. Lola Chintana. That means it goes here, it goes there. Chitta Sanchalam. That's what it's called as. Lolam indicates movement of the mind and not being able to concentrate. So they need a lot of work in concentration. In order to describe this type of lolas, the type of sadhakas as lolas, Vasinyadi Vak Devata has put in the term lola here to indicate as a pendant. Then the third type is the muktars. The muktas, muktam means pearl. So even if the pendant moves, the pearl in it firmly stands and always gets attached. So muktam is to represent that it is always firmly attached to whatever it needs to, right? So muktas keep their mind always fixed in the feet of Sri Lalitambika, and they always follow Guru's words very sincerely. So their mind is very firm. They have the greatest control of the mind, mukta. Muktas they are considered to be the uttamars because they are very uttamas because no outside force impact them. They are one with Devi in their words, thoughts, and actions always. Hence, Mukta represents Mukti, the highest state of liberation. The Muktas are the highest class of worshippers. So, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas describe this term as Mukta. Then, so in order to, if we want to kind of relate to an ornament and a mukta, we can recollect Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. At the time of Samrajya Pattabhishekam, the coronation of Sri Rama, Sita Mata is very happy and she wants to give something special to somebody. So what she does is she takes her pearl necklace in Mukta Abharana, pearl necklace, and she looks at Sri Rama. She takes that and she's not speaking anything and she's not asking anything to Sri Rama, but Sri Rama infers what she wants to do. So Sri Rama immediately says, you yourself can decide who you want to give it. Give it to one who has the highest parakramam and who has the best buddhi and who is purnam in his act. So Sita Mata knows who that special Mukta Abharanam is going to go, the pearl necklace. That's the Mukta aspect. Mukta means pearl. She knows who she wants to give. Sri Rama does not directly say and name a person. Instead, he says, "Oh Sita, please give it to whoever you think is the best." So immediately Sita Mata gives it to Sri Hanuman. So Hanuman receives the very beautiful pearl abharana, the mukta aspect. Because he is a mukta himself. Hanuman is always one with Sri Rama in Purnam. That is the state of the sadhaka that is described here in this Nama. Mukta Phala Anvita. Mukta Hanuman received Muktam, the pearl necklace, as the Palan. Mukta Phala Anvita. Mukta Phala Anvita. So you can see how Muktas are being rewarded by the goddess herself, because she gives something that's very dear to them out of great affection to those muktars. And that's the intended story here that is conveyed here. Now, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas also do something very special here. The Nama is Ratna, Graiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Phalanvita. Now, the same Nama, but certain parts is elongated in pronunciation to give different meanings. So, for example, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas have coined this Nama in a way that we can also say the last part a little elongated, like Ratna Graiveya Chintaka Lola. Instead of saying Mukta Phalanvita, we can say Mukta Phala Anvita. Mukta Apala Anvita. Apala means there are two meanings for Apala. Apala means alpa palan, very little palan, for those who cannot control their mind. Like, for example, Lolas, their mind is always wandering. What is the point of prayers if we cannot control our mind to fix our mind on something, right? Lolas are like that. Their mind is always lolam, sanchalam. Graiveya Chintakas, how are they? They are also always externally worshipping it. They are doing, but they are not able to internalize Devi's in their Devi's form in their Hridayam, in the Harakasam. So, Graiveya Chintakas and Lolas get very little palan, alpa palan, palan anvita. That's how very beautifully Vasinyadi Vak Devatas and the Bhashyam has described this part as, where it says Mukta Phala Anvita, we should also enjoy it as Mukta Phala Anvita. Apalan can means alpapalan for those who cannot control their mind, like the Lolas and the Graiveya Chintakalas. Apalan can also mean everything, fully intended palan you will get, like those who submit themselves to Devi, like the Muktars. So the term Apalan can be used to say alpapalan or Addigapalan in this Nama, which Vasinyadi Vak Devatas have very beautifully coined to state two different things. Now, as the goddess is our divine mother, her objective is to take all of us, no matter who we are, to her at some point of time, right? So to take us all close to her. That's the Phala Anvita. Palan means who gives fruits of the prayers, right? You can be a Graiveya Chintaka, you can be a Lola, you can be a Mukta. For all three of them, one who gives Phala Anvita, one who gives the upasana Phalan, is goddess Lalitambika, goddess Meenakshi. So, our goddess's objective is that even if we are a Lola or even if we are a Graiveya Chintaka, one who's only able to externally see the Devi, by chanting this Nama, and with Guru Kripa, our Vairagyam will grow and we will progress towards being a Mukta. Mukta Phala Anvita. Even if you are a Graiveya Chintaka, even if you are a Lola, the Nama's Upasana Phalan is that slowly, goddess will take us to become a Mukta. That is the Upasana Phalan. Mukta Phala Anvita. Muktas get the most Phalan. Then no matter what comes to them, they will always firmly believe that I have Sri Lalitambika. She will take care of me. That's the state that the Muktas reach. They are always very close and secured and feel very happy with being under the grace of the goddess. So that is the objective of goddess with this Nama. Just like, so Muktam means a pearl. Pearl is usually inside a shell. The shell opens, and only when the shell opens, we can see the very beautiful pearl coming out of it. Like that, Ambal will also liberate us from this shell of samsara and give us refuge, and she will let us give this mukti, which is also implied by this component mukta. Mukta means muktam, like the pearl, she will give us mukti. Mukta, the Mukta gets Mukti. So Mukta Mukti Phalan Anvita. That's this Nama. Ratna Graiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Phalanvita. As next steps with Acharya's blessings, let's review the next Nama in Sri Lalita Sahasranama. Loka Samasta Shukino Bhavantu. Thank you so much, everyone.